What I'm doing here is to show you what is the power of the platform and how you can utilize it. The platform may be powerful, but unless you can benefit from it, it's useless. So I'm translating technology to business benefit. That's the idea. A quick introduction about what I do and who I am. That is a number which is slightly outdated. That was last year. Now it has reached 65,000 people. Now, obvious question everyone has in the mind is, why did I do medicine and change to IT? So I have a slide for that as well. All right. So quickly, some introductory slides and then we go into real usable stuff. Obviously, the answer is known to everyone. Everyone wants to grow. Nothing new there. How do you grow? It depends on individual or organizational. The way differs. So if you like what you do, obviously you would try to go into depth of your field or go into breadth. If you don't like what you're doing, you will continue to find what you like, and once you find that, you will go to the green path. As a company, I'm sure you are experts at that already. You know various methods of growing your business. This is just a small list, not a complete list. But the issue is, to do any growth-oriented initiative at a personal or at an organizational level, you need something. What is that? Assume you have the resources, assume you have the knowledge, assume you have the team, but everyone is already working. So if you want to do something more than what is today, you need something. What is that? Time. And however rich you are, however successful you are, you can't buy it. So if you don't have extra time, in spite of having everything else, you will still not grow. When I say you, I'm not talking individual in this sense, it's an organization. So fill in the blanks. You must. Very nice. You must create it. Now, how do you create it is what I'm going to show you. Now, when we work, we are in different roles. You start as a student, then freelancer, employee, whatever. Irrespective of where you are and irrespective of what you want to do in future, there is one product which will always be with you. And that is Office. How did we learn it? Nobody knows. We learned it probably in college days and then by trial and error as the need arose, which is fine, nothing wrong with that. But if you use it well, it can lead to growth. Now this still, everything can be shown in a very nice way in PowerPoint. When it comes to reality, it may not translate into it. So I will show you how to do that. Now, what is our mental picture of Office? What does this look like? This is actually my agenda slide. Now you know how typical agenda slides are, bullet, 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 and in your mind as an audience, every bullet you are multiplying by 6 slides, and if there are 5 bullets, then already you know it's going to take X amount of time, and by the time the second bullet you're asleep. So this agenda slide, no text. So what does this look like? Sunrise, sunset, whatever, right? In your own city, do you notice it every day? Not really. Maybe millions of tourists come and take photographs of the same thing like I did on the first slide. But it happens every day. So we stop noticing it. We take it for granted. So why am I showing you this? Anyone? This is exactly what happens to a product called Office. Because we have been using it for so many years, we take it for granted. We work in that comfort zone and we never understand the real potential of it. So what I'm going to show you today, and this is the agenda slide, look carefully, is the real value of Office. So do you like the agenda slide? You will never remember any other agenda slide, but this you'll remember lifelong. So what I'm also showing you parallelly is how to use PowerPoint effectively. I may or may not have time to cover that as a topic, but you see the way slides are coming. These are not designed by some professional who is some graphic artist and I have paid thousands of dollars. I have made them myself by using the right feature in the right way. So just to reinforce that thought, you remember we showed you one slide called growth, then time, then create, then office. What is common across these 4 slides? Grow. To grow you need time. You don't have time, so you have to create it, and for that you have to use office. So there is a theme, a common thread, a common thought going across slides, and that thought got reinforced in your mind because of what? Because the way these words grow, time, create and office behave on the screen is uniform. So just to show you again, it comes exactly the same way, reaches the same size and grows in your mind. So this is how you have a common theme, and that's how you reinforce thoughts on audiences' minds. As we go ahead, I'll show you many more examples of this. Just to give you an example of how I made this slide, I'm sure some of you must have recognized this picture. Where does it come from? It came as sample pictures in Windows XP many years back. Nobody ever used it anywhere because it's a sample picture. So what I did, I just put the picture, made a copy of it, and one copy of it you can go to format, color, and made it a black and white picture. That's it. And then use fade effect to fade in the colored one. That's very simple. But remember, if I had used any other animation effect here, it would have not had the same impact. So you see the impact? Nothing is moving, it's just like smooth and easy. If I had used any other transition or any other animation, you see this? Whatever else you use has no meaning. This is the worst one. The issue is there are hundreds of features, but in a given situation only 1 or 2 will apply. Now if you don't know those hundreds, you will never find the optimal one. And that is what all this is about. So let's go further. In our mind, this is how Office looks, right? And we keep criticizing Microsoft for it, saying I don't need so much, don't put more features in it, give me a stripped down version which is cheaper, because anyway I'm not using those features, so why are you adding more? Very valid question. But this picture in our mind is not so clear. The real mental image of how we look at Office as a product is this. In fact, we don't look at it. We know few things. Few is a relative word. Compared to what is available, we know few things. Life is going on, all the work is getting done, so nothing to worry. But rest of it is just a blur. We never notice it, we never ask ourselves, why is it there? Can it be useful to me? Out of thousands of features, we hardly use 2%. And that gray area is called what? It's not called not used. It's called not known. And we conveniently believe that because work is getting done, what I know is enough. Which is also fine in one way, I can't dispute that. But that leads us to another thought. We never discussed this. Probably this is the first time in a conference or an event like this we are discussing this in so many words. It's a subconscious thought. It never reaches the brain. It's a spinal cord level thinking. So do you understand what I'm saying? And because of this, the real power of what Office can do to you is never materialized. And why am I so confident I'm meeting you for the first time? Because this is a worldwide problem. You know, epidemic, right? The disease which is, actually it's endemic, it's worldwide. Epidemic is still geographically limited. Every person in the world who uses Office is going through this. So do you like this slide? Obviously don't like it, it's irritating, isn't it? So the idea is to irritate you, for a good cause of course. Why? Because I want to burn it into your mind that this is a wrong thought. Doesn't matter which version of which product you use, but this is a wrong thought because this is coming in the way of your realization of potential. Whoever you are, however successful you are, what's the harm in being more successful faster? By putting less effort. It's ideal. So now what is the purpose of PowerPoint? To irritate people? Yes. In some cases, yes. This is a genuine reason why you would like to do it. Now imagine, could I have uttered this sentence 200 times physically? No. But I can make PowerPoint do it and have the same impact. So when do you use PowerPoint? To do something which is necessary, but you can't do it, but PowerPoint can do it better. So your strengths and PowerPoint strengths, if combined together, has a good impact. Is it a difficult slide to make? It's a black and white slide, chiller font, red color, little bit of shadow, and grow and shrink animation. 1 minute. Everyone knows how to do it, right? Or should I show you? Should I show you how to create this slide? Yeah? Okay. It's easy. Now, very important in PowerPoint, we never look at it, where to break a sentence. Very often you will see the title something like this, looks bad. You have to be very conscious, because if we can read it easily, we will understand it easily. Use the font which is big enough. Now we have to use a font which looks bad, it irritates you. For that you have to choose a font of that type. Now on a typical PC there are 65 fonts depending on which version of Windows and Office you are using. Unless you have seen those 65 fonts visually at least once in life, you will not be able to pick and choose the right one. I have done that. It doesn't take too long. Just open this and look at the fonts. You'll have to do scroll down n number of times. Just remember them. You don't have to by heart them. But you will know that the most frustrating font is this. Okay? And now you just change the font color and then go to format. In format we have, now this is important, drawing tools appear only when you have selected a shape or text. If I click outside, drawing tool goes away. So select this. Under format, across Office there will be font related stuff and shape related stuff. So I'm going to font related stuff. Now what I want to do is a shadow. So I want a black colored shadow. It should be a little large. It should be at 45-degree kind of angle. It shouldn't be so dark, so I blur it a little. That's it. And now I want a animation. So you go to animation, you put an animation called grow and shrink. Okay? So now this grows. I don't want it to just grow. So you go to animation pane. Now managing animation is a very painful thing if you don't know it well. So whenever there is a pane, P-A-I-N pane, you will realize that there is a pane. It's called animation pane, to relieve that pain. So what does this do? This is very irritating right now. It's just growing and not having the desired impact. And what I'm showing you applies to all types of animation, all effects. So one of the things I'm also trying to show you parallelly is that in 2 hours I can't cover Office. There are 7,000 things to cover. And more importantly, you come from different backgrounds, different roles, different industries. Each one of you may need a particular set of features which I can't really do justice to in a group. But at the end of 2 hours, what I really want to show you is how to learn and apply when I'm not there. Because after 2 hours I'm not there. You're on your own. The difference is I will have shown you the potential, and then you will ask me, how do I realize it? Because you didn't show us everything. I can't. Because if I really do a training program like that, it will last for 6 months. And nobody is going to come for that. So I'm also going to show you how to learn. One of the simplest things is look at every element on the screen. It has a meaning. The next thing is when you see a drop down, please drop it down. It's a very important skill. It's very easy to see, but very, very often we never look at that. So now where should we go? I want to make it grow and shrink. Okay. Look at all the options. Keep what you are trying to do in mind. You will figure out. You don't need to be an expert at anything in this case. Which one? It's just growing and stopping. I want it to grow and shrink.
After animation, what a reverse?
It's growing. The reverse of grow is shrink.